Hello world, this is Vaping with an acquired brain injury checking in. I'm on a dinner break, okay? And it used to be called marathon, alright? Marathon. Back in the day when marathon was marathon, it was a fucking marathon, okay? Now, Snickers today, what do we have? We have this poxy little thing. Yeah, it's tiny. It's fucking minuscule compared to what it used to be. Before, it was fucking enormous. Do you know, it could have solved world hunger. But no, now we're stuck with these. 2 bites and you're gone. There's a conspiracy. Sorry about this. Okay, where was I? I had a frog in my throat. We got coffee. Very good coffee. €2 a shot. But it's very good. So I'll let him off. But let's get back to the Snickers. It's embarrassing. It really is. Strangely, I walk around these garages, you know, they sell all manner of shit in there, you know, like you get your breakfast roll, you get your lunch, you get everything. And they have the normal, you know, the sweet counter, you know, or the whatever. And you've got all these healthy options, and you got to pay for the nose for them. For a tiny little bar, it's costing you €1.60 fucking cent for a fucking cereal bar. You know, it's just tiny little things. And I noticed that all these things are so expensive. Everything is so expensive, and they're tiny. And the price just seems to go up and up and up and up and up. And people don't bat an eyelid. They don't care. Or maybe they do care, but they don't say anything. But I do, you see. I go in there and I give out every time I see something like this tiny poxy little fucking thing they're ripping us all off for over fucking €5 or €10 for these fucking things. And I give out, I say something. I said, is this what's happening to the world? Is this why everybody's struggling? This is why everybody's poor? Is this why everybody's homeless? Is this what's going on? And you know, they're ramping up the prices, they're ramping up the prices, they're ramping up the taxes, they're ramping up everything, and everybody's struggling. And we're told that these are the good times. It's bullshit. You only have to look at the national debt. It's rising, it's increasing. So if these are the good times, God help us all when there's another crash. Because we're going to have to pay for that crash, and you know, all the evildoers are not going to be brought to justice. We're just going to have to weather the storm as usual, and then the government gets the blame. And this is the way of the world. Anyway, so where was I? Confectionery, for fuck's sake. God knows what's in these anyway, you know. Trying to poison us all, you know. The amount of cancer rates going through the roof, and they're trying to bring the cancer rates down. So we have the cancer societies siding with their buddies in Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and all the rest of these lads. Corporate sponsors, they're called. So anyway, so me and millions of others who were smokers decided one day we didn't want to be smokers anymore. We need to quit. So before vaping, there was only NRT, and it was boring, it was shit, it didn't work. Very low success rate. And so we'd always go back to smoking. And then one day, you see somebody walking around with this pen-like device, you know, and he's taking a few hits off it, you know. What the fuck is that? Somebody said, oh, that's an e-cigarette. And Jesus, you know, where'd you get one of those from? So I was talking to one of my friends who set me up 3.5 years ago. He set me up with an Ego, and the old kit cost me €70, and that was quite a bit of money, and I paid them the money, and you know what, I didn't touch a cigarette ever since. That was it, end of story. 3.5 years later, I am building my own coils, I have a wire company who contacted me, asked if they could use my photos on their Instagram pages to promote their own products, and I explained to them I have an acquired brain injury, but they're fine, and they took my photographs, and so I'm happy. So it's like I'm giving back to the vaping community. It's like the vaping community has given me so much, like my health back, and I feel like I need to give something back to the community. And the way I do that is with advocacy. Building coils, photographing coils, putting them up on my accounts and letting people see the coils, and then we discuss the coils, and we discuss different things, and it progresses from there. It's turned into a hobby. I'm obsessed by it, I admit. I am obsessed, but to me it's a very good obsession. Look, it's helped me mentally, because I was in a mess for many years, since 1990 up until I quit smoking. And this has really helped my mental health, because when I'm building coils, it takes my mind off all the pressures in the world. You know, it takes everything away. You know, everything just melts away, and I'm more preoccupied with building coils and taking photographs of them, putting them up on Facebook and Instagram, and feeling very good about myself. But yeah, lo and behold, the TPD is being, is law now, and it's such an absurd law. There's so many absurd rules, and that is leaving me quite depressed. I feel myself falling back into that depression because of the absurd laws which they are introducing. And these laws are only there to protect big industry, like tobacco industries, the pharmaceutical industries. This is why the pharmaceutical industries are the corporate sponsors of our cancer societies, and this is why the cancer societies will not support vaping. That's fact. In Ireland, the Irish Cancer Society said they will not support safer use for 30 years. They want 30 years testing on these before they would give them the okay. But they don't say we're going to give vaccines 30 years testing before we're going to support the use of vaccines. Oh no. As soon as the vaccine is introduced, it's good. You've got to have this. Even though a lot of girls, with the Gardasil and all these other vaccines, they're falling sick. They're not the same anymore. These people, their lives have been destroyed. But still, they get swept under the carpet, and these pharmaceutical companies are allowed to get away with it because they signed a deal with the government, which essentially said that if there's anything wrong with our vaccine, you cannot sue us. Right? This is a pharmaceutical saying to our government, saying if anything goes wrong, you can't sue us. Sign this agreement, and the government signed the agreement. This is madness. It's an insane world we live in. If we're going to be beholden to big business, then we're screwed. We're screwed. They have us over a barrel. Look, I could really I really could go to town on this, but I won't, because it drives me insane. Just think about it. But like I said, everything is absurd. We've done this for our health, and we've built a community around our desires to be non-smokers. Many of us new non-smokers were smoking for decades. I smoked for 34 years. To have all this regulation, bad regulation, it's only going to put people off switching to the safer alternative. And if our public health are serious about lowering the cancer rates, or lowering the use of cigarettes or tobacco products, surely to God they should embrace the new technology, the new innovation. They should embrace it. They should say to their corporate sponsors, your products do not work. They should cut themselves, if they, if it's all down to money, getting the money off the corporate sponsors, then they should say, well, no, we don't want your money. We have a heart and soul. There's more important things than money. And this is what our public health representatives need to say to big business. This is what the Irish Cancer Society needs to say to big business. Sorry, but it's unethical to take your money because you will not support the safer alternatives. And sorry, but your products do not work. They are my thoughts and opinions on this whole affair, this whole sorry state of affairs. Look, I'm going to call it a day there because I have an acquired brain injury, and after a while I find it very hard to keep the conversation going, keep things, rolling smoothly. I seem to lose the run of myself. But I hope I made a few points there which you may agree with. Anyway, that's enough from me. All the best. Bye.